So you wake up the next morning, the blacksmith is true to his word. He's melted down a bunch of silver coins for sling bullets. He has silver alloyed the cutting edges of your weapons. Don John's get his knives done as well, because that's my bloody mine.
I think we should walk further up the trail past the mine, and then come back as if we're coming straight from the shrine.
Good thinking.
So you come in from the northwestern way.
And it might be an idea if we rubbed a bit of road dirt on our clothes and made it look like we'd just had a fight.
Oh, we'd still be covered in orc blood, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So as you cross the mountain from the northeast, can you make me a perception check, please? Oh, this is a good.
I also, judging by the look of that, can't bloody sign out neither.
Right, so Rab McTavish, as you approach from the northwest, you notice another entrance way, because this is the side of the mountain you didn't come to, halfway up the mountain. So you notice another entranceway, which appears to be a back door, but it's maybe 20 feet in the air. Dave, you actually notice that there is another entrance at the far end, which is concealed against the back wall of the mountain.
Point this out to the lads.
Your keen elvish sight spots what appears to be a back door.
You know this back door? Is it actually a door?
No, it's just a hole in the mountain.
All right.
So you're coming in from that direction, and you've rubbed road dirt upon yourselves.
Oh, that's right.
Because you'd gone around the other side of the mountain.
Yes.
So that one that's straight ahead of you, you'd have to climb up to, or you can go around to the front where the guard post is, or Dave spotted a cave entrance to the very south.
Well, can we see any guards or anything by either of these entrances?
No.
We're going to try and bluff our way in and then fight, or just do an all-out assault?
Well, if that's an air hole, the air will be coming out and going in, so they won't be able to smell us straight away.
Good thinking. And I mean, we've always got the Sophie fell bravely in battle, and we brought you her gear back, story.
There's also loads of trees around. We could just dump a load of trees at both entrances, set fire them, and smoke them out.
That's your plan.
Well, if we're coming in or she's dead, they probably would expect us to use the same entrance we came in before. Otherwise, they might get suspicious.
That's fair enough. I mean, that works for me. But it's really up to a party consensus, I would have thought.
Well, I was thinking we Rab could say, oh, we found this, and they gather round him, and we step back, and he winds blast them.
I don't know what that does, but I kind of like the sound of the way you're talking.
It would damage them, wouldn't it, Rich?
If it's magical, it would.
A wave of thunderous force reached out from you. Each creature in a 50-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution save throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away.
Right, do we have a combat plan yet?
We could only go in and just assassinate the entire bloody clan.
I'm good. I'm not sure I'm that good.
Well, have you decided which hole you're going in?
Said the actress to the bishop.
I'm up for sneaking in.
At least if we went in the same door we went in the last time, we know the lie of the land.
True.
And does it add to the, we've kept our side of the bargain. Your Sophie died in battle. We brought you our stuff. Now, are you going to pack up and piss off?
Yeah, we can try that. If it doesn't work, then we'll just batter them.
I mean, I suspect we're probably going to have to batter them anyway, but...
I seriously doubt they're just going to go, okay, we'll leave. However, a natural situation roll, Andy.
There again, we could always walk in that other ground level entrance, because that's the one we came to first. And we ought still to be able to bluff it, that we're bringing our weapons back. I mean, I think if we sort of start shinning down the air shaft, we might be stretching the point a bit.
Yeah.
And I want to try out my Hail of Thorns on them as well. So
yeah, if we go through that other door as well, we'll probably get a better layout for the entire ground floor thing as well, because we know half of it anyway, don't we?
Yeah, works for me. So are we going for that entrance that's to the south of where we're at the minute?
Yeah, I'm going for that.
Right. Yep, well, that's fair enough.
You head into that entrance. It leads inside for around 20 feet before opening into a cave inside. Please roll perception. Who's going first? What's the party order? In the little party sheet there.
I'll go first.
So Wee Rab's going first with the dog, and then Shashalian, and then Etrigal.
That works for me.
So you creep into this tunnel, and you hear some noises and some soft mutterings ahead, but
Well, I got a 15 if that's any help.
you don't speak the language. However, you two gnomes, and in fact the elf as well, you can make it a DC 10 intelligence check. Wee Rab makes a complete hash of it. Mr. Badger, you recognise it as dwarvish, although you don't understand what they're saying. Sounds like a bunch of dwarves who are trying to quietly whisper and yet have rolled a 1 and are thus not that quiet.
Mouth very clearly without not even whispering, dwarfs!
Isn't John a dwarf?
Yeah, I think he is, actually. I'm not going to lie. No, he's a short human. He might speak dwarvish. He does speak dwarvish! Ah. Right, so did he hear, though? That is the question. No, he didn't. After all that, he does speak dwarvish, but he didn't hear them. I can't make out what they're saying.
I motion for dog to stay. I'm just going to leave him at the entrance.
Right.
Do you want me to sneak in a bit?
Yeah, if you could, mate.
Right, I shall see what I can do.
I'll whip my weapons out
Why?
in case. Okay. I'll catch you Lily. Quietly.
Shillelagh. Are you sneaking ahead?
Yep. I'll have the usual short bow out with an ordinary arrow, but the other arrows in me quiver. There's a couple of ordinary ones, differentiated by slightly different fletching, but the rest of them are silvered.
You come across a cave, and in this cave is a bunch of rubbish and detritus and what looks like 5 badly done to dwarves. They're dirty, they're emaciated, they're sort of crouching in the corner, and in the far eastern wall looks like to be an extremely sturdy wooden door. They're just whispering among themselves in dwarvish. They've got no weapons, they're basically dressed in rags.
The miners.
No, they look like adults.
I'll creep back and relay this information to the chaps.
Are they shackled to the wall or anything, or
No, they didn't look to be restrained or shackled in any way.
why haven't they done a run of them?
I found the workforce.
You indeed have found the workforce.
Shall we get what's his name up close by so we can have a listen to what they're talking about?
That would probably be a good idea, yes. They might even be pleased to see him, you never know. Can I motion Don John forward and lead him very quietly and carefully up this corridor until we can just about say the dwarves, and then I'll point. As in, your lads, I presume.
Right, Don John is terrible at sneaking, as you can see. However, the dwarves may not have heard him. They're pretty terrible as well, to be fair. But they do hear him at the last second as he steps out. They turn and they're like, "Hey, you," in common, and he speaks to them in dwarvish.
While he's talking to them, can I creep over to this door and just keep an ear out in case there's anybody coming?
You certainly can. You sneak over the door. There's no bar on this side, and there's not like a lock as such.
Right. Well, I just want to have a listen in case there's any of them ratty types heading this way.
Roll your perception, please, Andy. Don John waves you all to come forward. No, you can't hear anything. It's perfectly silent.
Look round at the lads and put 2 thumbs up. It's fine.
Don John says something in dwarvish. "I'm Don John. I'm the new head of the mine. These people are my escort bodyguards. You can speak to them as you would speak to me. Mate, g'day, shrimp on the barbie and all that." And the dwarf, who you presume is the supervisor or the shift worker or whatever, steps forward and addresses you in common. "Oh, boyos, we've been here such a long time. I hope you've got some food on you."
I'll give them some of my rations and water.
Likewise.
They hungrily wolf them down as if they haven't eaten in a while. He says, We got caught by them bloody were-rats in there, and we didn't have no silver weapons, did we? So they bloody kicked us out here and barred the door, and they won't let us in. We can't get past the door. It's barred securely, and there's a bunch of rats on the other side.
Why go for help?
I'm not surrendering my mind to a bunch of bloody rats.
I ask him to hold his hand out. I get a silver piece, and I put the silver piece in his hand.
He says, "Thank you very much."
Does it start steaming?
No, in fact, he takes it and bites it. He says, "That's very kind of you, boy." And he sticks it into his raggy pocket.
Okay, that's solved that mystery.
The door's barred from the other side. We can't bloody well get in there, boyo.
Are we any good at opening doors?
You are good at opening doors.
Is there any gaps around the door?
Small gap you can see through, but only narrow ones.
Anything you could get a jimmy through and
Or
lift
turn
the
into
end
a
of-
small mouse or something like that and
That's what I'm
go
thinking.
under.
A Brissy could, he can go even smaller. He can turn into a normal spider, like a daddy long legs, and just go under the door. Plus, they're delicious.
Or shall we just try a top attack from the air shaft?
Well, if you were going to do that, sort of only go under far enough so you can see what's in the next room without, sort of sticking anything edible out into the next room, and have a look at the lie of the land.
Because if there's were-rats on the other side of the door, you probably wouldn't have a lot of time to unbar the door.
Or do we go all the way around to the other entrance?
I could go for a little reconnoiter. I'm going to get everybody in by this door, and I'll go have a mooch around.
Right.
I call Doug in. I turn into a tiny, winny little spider.
Right?
Malam style.
You shrink down. The world turns giant around you, and the small gap underneath the door is like, to you, it's about 12 feet high. So you crawl underneath the door. It leads into a small passageway. I think you've got...
Anybody step on him? He's me mate.
You can see there's an opening to the north for as far as you can see. And on the other side of the door, you look up, there's a big, thick bar.
Right, I climb up the wall,
You're
onto the
under
top
there.
of the... I go for a mooch down the corridor to where the junction is.
Have you unbarred the door first?
Not yet, no. I'm going for
no,
a bit
of
of
course,
a...
she's still a spider. Sorry.
He's still a spider. You crawl round the corner and you see a room here. To the north, the room opens. There's a bunch of cots inside the room. Piled up on the western wall is a bunch of pick shovels and wheelbarrows. Around the outside is obviously what used to be the dwarven cots. And the floor underneath the cots is like packed with dirty straw and what have you. The room continues and ends in another sturdy door.
Is anybody in this room or in the cots? Is any of the rats there?
No, there's nobody in this room.
Right. Is this door locked as well?
You can crawl underneath it and have a look.
Or down the side? Yeah, whatever. I'll have a look.
Right. You look underneath and there is a bar, but it's not barred. It's just leaning up against the door because it looks like that's one of the sleeping rooms. So they don't necessarily need to bar that one. Who's going to get in there? As you crawl forward under the door, you can see you're in the throne room. So you see a queen of the mine who you spoke to and 3 males who are talking.
What are the were-rats just, having a chat or what, looking around or what?
Yeah. They're walking backwards and forwards in the room. 2 of them are actually speaking to the queen. And then from behind you, you hear a shuffling noise and one of those giant rats the size of an Alsatian comes out.
I get onto the ceiling.
Right, you crawl up the ceiling, yeah. It comes out
Right.
from under the cot where the straw is.
Right, and I just hang slack till see where it goes.
It comes out, it sniffs the air, and then sort of wanders around the room a bit, and then wanders back underneath one of the beds as you creep back into back under here.
I will crawl back to the door.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pop and lift the bar.
Right, make a stealth roll with advantage then to see if Ratty Boy here notices you. And I'll roll. What'd you get?
16.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, so you do pop up and you lift the bar. There's a creaking noise. However, the rat has spotted you and starts running towards you.
I'll just get the bar open.
Right, Andy, on the other side of the door, you hear Wayne McTavish pull the bar up.
I'll whip the door open, and then I'm going to change to a silver arrow.
Do you have any plans for these dwarves or anything?
Unless it all turns pretty airy, kick your heads down.
Dog, what have you told Dog to do?
Just to stay there for now.
Just to stay, right, so we'll just ignore him, okay? Don John is just staying behind you. He pulls his silver knives out. Mr. Badger, you are up first for the main group.
I presume this lot all head on, so I might as well let it have it with a short bow.
Alright, so you target the wee beastie, and you let fly with a silver arrow. Twong! And miss. Well done, sir. Well done.
I'm bleeding useless.
Right, so you have used your movement, but you can use your bonus action.
I'll hide.
Seems sensible?
Yeah.
Right, Sen goes bring up the ringer. Right, Giant Rat 4 runs to where he thinks you were. It begins to squeak loudly. Eat. Runs around the corner, rolls against your stealth. What did you roll for your stealth? It's got to be a 10.
That'll be hard.
No, it runs around the corner, it sees you, and it takes a nip at you with its big ratty teeth.
Would have to gut it like a fish, aren't I?
Oh, it hits. It nips you on the arm and draws blood, and it hurts quite badly.
Bastard.
Shashelian.
I'll shoot it with my normal arrow.
Right, okay. You let fly. It hits. Roll your damage. Wow. Right, how do you kill this rat?
Up its left nostril.
With a single twang, the arrow buries itself in the rat's skull and it dies with a squeak. So somebody in the next room's heard something. What do you want to do? Shashelian with your bonus action? You can move, or...
I'll just reload my bow.
Okay, Wee Rab, it's your turn.
Do a quickly let the guys know that there's 3 rats in the next room, and then I am going to move into here.
So you run past Etrigal, who steps to one side, you run into the room.
Whip out my stuff and cast Shillelagh.
You cast Shillelagh as your bonus action. She says to that one, did you hear something? He's like, I'm not sure. She says, right, well, go and check it out. He goes, okay, no bother. Don John Raskin's waiting for the go-ahead. Etrigal, you're up next.
I've got a silver arrow knocked, and can I hold my action and see if that door opens?
Mm-hmm, you can.
And if anything pokes its head out that door, it's going to get an arrow up its chuff.
Yeah. Right, the door opens casually as a semi-humanoid were-rat pushes the door open, and then he comes face to face with a bunch of adventurers creeping down the tunnel, looks rather surprised.
Does that mean we operate at advantage?
Yes, you can have advantage, plus you can have your sneak attack damage. And miss. So I would just snap that bow and throw it away, Andy.
I'll just march up the corridor, push the rat out the road and go, I'll be back in a minute. I'll come back with the arrow, snap it off in front of him and go, right, can we start there again?
Shashelian, you're up next.
Shout the cunt.
Well, what I want to do is target one of the other two who's standing together and also use Hail of Thorns. So hopefully I'll get them both.
So you miss. That's where your Hail of Thorns goes off. Can you see that purple thing?
Yeah.
But you missed. Sucks to be you, Dave. Sorry about that. So Dave fires his arrow and then strange thorny vines sprout from the arrow and pepper the ground, but doing literally nothing, being ineffectual. Do you want to do anything for your bonus action?
Can I move forward?
You can use your movement, yeah. Assuming Etrigal will let you past, you can get past.
Of course I will.
We've had McTavish, you're up. What would you like to do?
Step forward 1. Will I be able to get an attack if this guy runs past us towards Andy or Davey?
Yes.
That one.
Right, okay. We're on round 3. The female will shoot a hand crossbow at Etrigal, who's the closest. She pulls it off her belt, goes twang, a minor nick as it takes a chunk out of your ear, and then she moves. Etrigal again.
Right, I'm not going to have any sneaky attacky bonuses at all, I'm on this round. Right. I should have tried and put an arrow in the rat again.
That's better.
And can I still move this round?
So the silver arrow bites in and he screams out, silver! And takes a small amount of damage. He's lightly injured. Yes, you can use your move.
Right. Thereby open the way up for other people to get stuck in and all. I can still see him from there.
Yes, you can. Sengo is going to rage. I will rage, grr, anger. And if you're going to let him past, he'll charge it.
Oh,
wow.
I'll let him pass.
I'd let him past, yes. And misses. Of course he does. Right, so he runs down the corridor going, swings his axe, misses. Fabulous. NPCs begin to move. Mill 2 goes bugger that, uses a disengage action, and starts backing up the corridor. They're moving out of your line of sight. You hear lots of shouts and squeaks now in a different language, which is obviously some kind of freaky-ass rat language. And finally, Shashelian, after all of that excitement, you can see the one that's backing up, the rest have moved.
I'll move up to there, and I've got the one I can see targeted.
So you fire the hit of thorns. Come on, Dave, you can hit. Ooh, can you not? 14 damage, plus he gets a saving throw, doesn't he? Which he fails, so he do an extra d10 damage. 19 damage. Ouch. 23 damage. That's a serious wound. He's heavily wounded. The arrow sinks deep into his thigh and he sort of stumbles on one leg and starts screaming like mad. Rab McTavish.
I'm going to hold my action again. Well, I'm going to turn slightly so I can keep an eye in the room in case we get flanked by any more of these big rat things. If there's any holes in the wall or floor, whatever.
The leader of the rats steps into line of fire, changes our target to the giant raging barbarian, and shoots him with a crossbow, missing, and then uses the rest of our move to move back round out of sight. Like tactics. Don Jones at the back, he moves up behind Shashalian. Edigal.
Right. Step out, fire at him, and then step back again.
What should Craig do?
He's raging.
He is raging, however, I'm not keen on having him charge him by himself unsupported.
Not if he charges in, I'll go for him. It's just I'm not going to charge him first by myself.
Yeah, well, if he goes in, I'll go in with him.
He's the tank.
Well, if that is the tactic that you want to pursue,
Charge.
so he charges up to that guy, goes, oh shit. There seems to be a whole lot of pain there. But he's raging, he's like, yeah, fuck that guy. Fuck him! So he misses, but he's going to use his bonus attack to swing for a frenzied attack. Aha!
Uh-huh.
So he runs in, whacks that were-at really hard, who's heavily injured. He's backing up like mad, but he hasn't gone down. Next up, we have Mill 1. He's going to shoot at Sengo. He's at disadvantage because there's so many people in the way, however. He misses. Oh, Mill 2. He's trying to disengage away from this psychopathic barbarian that's chopping chunks out of him. Backs up to this part here. Now 3. Right, we have a volley of crossbow bolts. Sengo takes a crossbow bolt in the side and another crossbow bolt in the side. Except he misses. The cannon fodder come running in. You're holding your action, Bracey. Do you want to attack that?
Oh, yes.
Right, so it runs up to bite you, but you get to swing first. Hits, yes, 2 damage. Fails to even kill the giant rat.
Money, Nickel.
Giant rat 1 gets to bite you back because you failed to kill it. Like the little wussy you are. Nom. Its little rat teeth sink into your feet. Sengo notices another one come running into the room. The last giant rat that you saw runs up, attempts to bite him. Partially resisted. Poor bugger. He's getting hammered here. Yeah, he's only taking 5 damage so far off all of this. God, wolf power barbarians, man. Shashelian, you're up. The corridor is cut off by enemies. Sengo is now cut off by himself.
Right, I think I will change my target.
What are you targeting?
The rat behind the one in front of us, so that so the 2 rats get the kill of thorns, but nobody else.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave, you shoot. Thorns spring from your bow. We Rab McTavish, it's your turn.
I'll hit it again.
Whack, you bring your staff down on the rat's head. Yeah, you splatter its brains out and it expires noisily on the floor. You remember when we used to run games without any minis? I'm like, how would we manage to keep track of these fucking beasties? You're round. Another were-rat kicks in the door coming from the guard post at the other side. They're all just targeting Craig with crossbows. They're not getting in melee range going, kill that fucking giant drow. Wow, okay. Goes, he's got arrows sticking out of him all over like one of those toy rubber hedgehogs. Do you want Don John to run in and cut the rat up, or do you want him to stay at the back? Because he will block you and you'll be at disadvantage, Andy.
He can stay at the back for now.
Right, okay. Ettergal, you're up, sir, you're up.
Right, I'm going to pull my short sword out. I'm coming.
Right,
I'm gonna target.
so you can move 20 if you've got your wooden leg on, or you can move 25 if you just do the other thing.
I'll do the other thing.
Right, so your wooden leg is pointing straight out as you're running on two perfectly normal legs.
Yep, basically.
Yeah, love it. So you run up to this rat, you stab him in the ratty bits.
I'm rather hoping so.
Oh, that's a good hit. How do you kill this rat?
Oh, just split its head open right down the middle. Step over it and keep moving. Yeah, there.
Right, you've got a bonus action. You can hide or you can move again.
Oh, I'll try that. I'll try hiding. Yep, I shall creep up to there and sort of hide and crouch so Dave can shout over my head.
Singo, he's going to just kill the rat in front of him because he's that kind of guy.
Rat battering time.
Rat battering time it is indeed. Great axe in the face time. Hits, probably just going to obliterate it in a second. Just cuts it straight off, kills it outright. No fucking about. Given. Charges on in a berserker rage. All you can see is the fear in his enemy's eyes as he runs forward, targets that rat again, and attempts to chop his head off with a berserker second attack. Nearly a crit and all. Oh, right. Chops the were-rat dies, screaming in agony with a big axe stuck in his face. He tends to face the rest of the were-rats and grins. Next up we have male 1, who they do not want to get in melee range with him. I mean, can you blame them? So they're like shooting crossbows at him, they're sticking in him like toothpicks, and it's like, the crossbows, they do nothing!
He's a were-barbarian!
Giant Rat 3 runs around the corner in a flanking move, runs into you. What did you roll for your stealth? 23, right.
23.
Runs into you, but wasn't expecting you to be there, so stops dead at your feet. Can't attack you this round. Shashelian. It just sort of stops with a shocked, ratty look on its face. Shashelian.
I can't do out, because if I shoot 8, it'll, Andy might get the Hail of Thorns.
You don't have to get and drop Hail of Thorns. It's only going to last another 3 rounds.
Let's see, would it be possible for me to run forward and do an athletic leap over the gnome and the rat and land just behind the rat?
I absolutely can try that. I would say that's DC 15. Oh, Dave. You not only leap over the top of him, you do a full flip and twist on the way down.
Well done, that man.
Like a spinning twizzle, he lands on the floor. Now what you doing? Targeting that one.
Kill some bastard.
And I shoot.
Nice, with your Hail of Thorns. Loving it. Go on there, Legolas. Give it some. Hits! Wow. That was a good shot for once. Roll your damage on him. You do 6 damage to him. He goes, ow! And then they need to roll saving rolls. First one saves and takes half damage. Wow, another 20. So the third one takes full damage. Right, roll your d10. Female takes the full 5. The other 2 take 2. Nicely done, Dave. Nicely done. And then we Rab McTavish. You're the last person in the round.
I'm going to step forward, so I've got line of sight of Singo, and I'm going to cast a heal on him.
Yeah, that worked. Awesome. You heal some of the minor damage he's taken. Right, okay, next round. Let's see what happens. Right, Dave, you've got 2 rounds left on your Kill a thorn. Female 2. Seeing how little effect the crossbows are having, she is actually going to move into melee range, and hopefully they can surround Sengo and cut him down, because he's just this raging fucking killing machine. So she will bite first and hits, and then stabs with a short sword. Great! He takes some damage and he's been bitten, but he's succeeded on his Constitution saving throw. We know what that's for, huh? She is going to move into combat with Dave to stop him shooting his bow. Dave, she bites you. Nom nom nom. She hits. Okay, so Dave's bit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Dave.
And then
No,
did she cut you with the short sword? So she did bite damage. No, she did short sword hit. 7 damage. She grins at you in a strange, weird dungeon's like, well, right, time for me to get in. Petrogal, it's you versus the rat.
Me versus the rat. Right, hang on. Right, let's see. It's rat for 9 points.
Right, you stab rat, you kill rat. So dead. How do you kill rat?
I sever its spinal cord just behind its neck.
And it goes all floppy, and its back legs, one back leg just twitches.
That's
Love
pretty
it.
much it.
And your bonus action?
I'm going to have to move, I think.
You can move, yeah. Well, move doesn't count as your bonus action, so you can move and then your bonus action.
So I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can give Shash a hand.
Yeah, you shout at the top of your voice, parry, parry, dodge, parry, block, and you leap round this were rat. Always one for an easy fight. Single just picks the next one, starts swinging. It misses with the first one, hits with the second. Doing a minor wound. She shouts, get into him! So they stop firing the crossbows. He moves into your sphere of control there and tries to have a nibble at you. He snacks his little ratty teeth at you but misses, and then takes a stab at you with a short sword. Hits you for 3 damage. Another minor cut.
I'm going to have to gut him, aren't I?
Male 3 runs down there, starts fighting with Shash. That missed Dave. Male 4. He misses with his bite. He's obviously rattled. Slash! Hits! Sengo's just raging, just taking like 1 point of damage. He's back up to 11 out of 37. It's like barely hurt. Shash Elliot, back to you.
I'll drop my bow and equip my shield and sword. Can I still attack this round?
Yeah, certainly. You hear them screaming, they've got silver! The sons of bitches! Wow. As per usual, Dave keeps his end up. Rab McTavish, you're up next, mate.
I changed my target to Andy and cast Heal on Andy.
Oh, thank you very much. Brilliant.
So that was your bonus action, so you've still got your main action and your movement, so you can run up and twat him with your stick if you want.
Hang on, hit the wrong thing there.
It was almost a heroic round. Don John runs out, pulls out his pair of silver knives, starts slashing and hacking away at. And he's doing fabulous, as you can see. Wow. Twin misses. Right, 3 misses. Nice. Okay, Edigal.
Right. Which were-rats are next to me?
Male 1, male 4, and the female. The female's the leader.
Right, where's she?
She's the one east of you.
Between you and Don John.
Yeah.
To my right?
Yes. You're adjacent to a combatant now, so if you attack either the one to the north or the one to the east of you, you'll get your sneak attack bonus. Yeah, you hit. Ooh, it's a good hit. Stab her right in the kidney. Heavily damaged. Right, it's your favourite barbarian and mine. Twat it once. Twat it twice. Heavily wounded. Were-rat, very unhappy. I believe he's getting all bitey with Andy now, isn't he? Nom 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 nom. It's a hit. So it's a small damage. Oh, he bites you in the neck and it's not good. You have an uncontrollable urge to eat cheese.
Like a bit of cheese.
And then he slashes you for 3 points of damage. Ooh.
Don't worry, I'll gut him shortly.
Target's Don John. Missing with the bite. Slashing with the short sword. Missing also. Male 4 is attacking Sengo.
Aiming at the leader. I've got a target as well. Trying to hit it with my sword. Trying to be the operative word.
I'm sure you'll do great. You hit. Come on, Dave. Cut that rat. Cut it. Nice.
Get a plus D8 for because she's already damaged.
Yeah, roll another D8 then. She's incredibly badly injured now. She looks around and sees what kind of odds they are. Still 50-50, and it might turn in her favour. Rab McTavish, you're up again, mate.
Right. Andy, how many hit points you got left?
I'll sure tell you. 16 rounds left out of 30.
That's all, so. I'll target Andy and cast a normal heal again.
Okay. That was a pretty good heal.
Oh, well done, that man. Thank you very much.
And with a bonus, I'll swap to male 3 and batter him around the head. Bucket.
Maybe not.
Rat battering.
Right, rat bastard. Shashalian's heavily wounded. He's bleeding from several bite wounds. Don John, desperate to help, wants to do anything because he keeps missing all the time. Misses, and finally hits. Hurrah! Doing a whole 2 points of damage. The leader is looking incredibly badly hurt. Next up we have Edigal.
Right, I'm going to do the same again.
Oh, bad luck, mate. Just missed as well.
Bollocks.
Ooh, with one mighty blow, his silver axe takes down we're at 2. He turns his attention, blood-flecked froth coming from his lips. The male 4. It's another big hit. Wham. They're starting to look kind of rattled now.
Surrender if you want to live.
Do you want to make an intimidate roll there, Andy?
Yeah.
The female leader is on her last legs, pretty much.
No.
It's it's opposed versus her wisdom, so.
Oh, how weird. She's never going to feel that.
She nearly did with a 7. Fight on, my minions! Fight on! Don John Raskin fails his save. Ooh, what could this mean for our party?
Means when we get back the inn, we'll all be fighting over the chase.
Fucking, they cannot hit this barbarian lad. Shash alien.
Right, try and hit this female rat.
Yeah, you slice her with your big old long sword. Lots of damage. She's staggering. She's bleeding from multiple wounds. She says, "All right, you win. It's Rab McTavish.
I will target Davy and give him a heal.
Warm healing energy floods over you. Right, so what do you want to do then? So they've offered to surrender.
I'll hold me short sword at her throat and scream for them to lay down their weapons.
They begin to lay down their arms. They throw down their weapons.
I asked the leader if there's a cure for were-rat bites.
She says, "There's no cure for the gift. It's a present from God. You've killed all of the rats. You've killed quite a lot of the were-rats.
It's a good place to end it, I think.
And I think we should turn the were-rats over to the dwarves to do with as they wish.
Tie them up, give the dwarves a load of silvered weapons and go, right, it's out of our hands now."
Yep, nothing to do with us whatsoever. We'll just be over here in the corner having a fag and a cup of coffee. Give us a shout when you're finished.